In this video, I'm going to explain you how you can make your ex feel good about you, how you can change yourself to fix that relationship. Because at the end of the day, a breakup, the reason you broke up with your ex, it's not so much about feelings, it's not so much about love. It's really about things that was not working out, and a lot of dumpers use that phrase, sorry, things are not working out. When something is not working out, you can fix it. Jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
First, if you are in contact, it's a great opportunity. So it's in the case after a radio silence, please do radio silence. If you don't, I'm gonna slap you in the face. Do a radio silence. After that radio silence, you gotta start contacting your ex, and this is where it's game on. You have to be your best, and I'm gonna explain you what to do right now. So you're not stuck. You can decide to be a valuable person right now. You have to be the best version of yourself, show what you are worth. So maybe in that relationship, you've just shown a sample of your personality, of who you are, and the other person only think it's the whole of you, right? And there's a saying that you only know a person if you've been with that person for 10 years. And it's very frequent for people to have, see just a version of, it's a bit like looking for a 3D model and just looking at one aspect of that. And as soon as you turn the object or you turn yourself, you see different sides of the personality or their traits. So every new piece of information will change that sample. You will add that perspective, you will add that granularity that they might not see, okay? So it's at your advantage. They have that picture of you. Think of it as a 2D cut out of something 3D. You're the 3D model. You have to make sure that they move around, they see different aspects of your personality. Also, you can change a little bit that shape. So if you're seen as low value, you can change to high value, and I'm gonna explain you how to do it. Things like, he behaved in a such way, in such circumstances, and I'm reviewing my way of perceiving him. Example, maybe you have anger management issues. And anytime you had an argument, you were really yelling and you were sort of very aggressive. Next time you are in that situation, they will assess whether actually you changed, whether actually you're managing your anger differently. And so that's what's gonna happen with your ex. They're gonna review and little by little, anytime you do something, and they're gonna assess with that picture they had of you. And so, unfortunately, the mistakes you made in the past will leave a trace. And so you need time and consistency to make sure that day by day, any interaction you have with your ex, you will erase those nasty or those bad images that they have of you and replace it with a good one. The way you behave today will be more powerful than the way you behaved 2 years ago, because with time they tend to forget past behavior. So now is really the time to be and act the right way. Don't bother with what happened in the past. With time, with that radio silence, things have sort of lost intensity in your ex's mind. The bad news is that you have to change. Sorry, if you're not ready to change, you can just pause the video, because that's the whole thing. Something was broken in that relationship. Something was not working. Couple is two people, you and your ex. The only thing you can change is yourself. The only thing you can fix, it's not fix, but change is yourself. So that's the only thing you can, and that's what you have to do right now. I'm gonna explain you. Changing your image takes time, and people hate incongruence. I learned this word today. I'm gonna explain you what it means. If you're incongruent, you look fake. The whole point of this, the point I'm trying to make is you have to be true to yourself. You have to be also working on yourself to be a better version of yourself. And actually, if you want to have a call with me, I'm be more than happy to help you out and help you figuring out what you have to work on and how to work on. That's basically what I do on a daily basis with my clients is really focusing on how they could be not better, but how they could improve, how they could, looking at their shortcomings without judging, but just looking at them and see how we could, day by day, with that coaching, helping them to feel better about themselves, helping them to be a better partner. And when they're in touch with the ex, the result is outstanding because they see the love of their life, they still have feeling for them, but they see that they grew so much that now it's a no-brainer that they have to get back with them. So that's what I do. So, if you want to get in touch and speak with me, I left the link in the description. More than happy to have a chat. But the idea is really having a sidekick to really help you make that change, because change is really difficult. Change is sometimes overwhelming, and sometimes don't be ashamed. Sometimes we need a little bit of help to do that. So what is congruence? Congruence is Droopy, the guy who is like, I'm so happy. Okay? So words are not enough. Words are not enough, and your ex would know you very well. Sometimes they are very picky. Very often they're really picky. And so they're going to look whether you're consistent, whether your behavior is consistent to your words. So if you tell your ex, no, I'm really cool now, I don't get angry at all, they're going to really, really try to see if your behavior matches what you say. Okay? Now, third, the time is your ally. And that's why radio silence is excellent in that sense, because you can use that time of radio silence. Some people, they're like, I'm going to do 2 months radio silence and then don't do anything. Well, it's a waste of time. Use that time to really work on yourself. And that's what I do, again, with my clients on a daily basis. Rather than just being, waiting for the ex to come back with them naturally and, be a miracle. They work on themselves. They work their ass off to be a better person because they want to get with the ex. They want to invest in that relationship, and therefore they invest in themselves. Okay? So you had, for example, let's imagine you have the image of 3 out of 10. And it's not just necessarily in terms of physical, but maybe the image where, let's say your ex would rate you 3 out of 10 after the breakup. You don't go directly to 9. Okay, you don't want to be extremely and push yourself in extremely. First, it's gonna look weird. If you go to 5, you are on a slope, and this is what they're gonna really look at. Nobody's perfect, and your ex know you really well. So the idea is not to be the perfect person right away, but it's to show that you're progressing. It's to show that you're making an effort. It's to show that you are growing. Okay? So imagine someone defending himself in front of juries. Of course, people would know that you have shortcomings, but it's all about the authenticity that you want to grow up, that you accept your shortcomings, and that you acknowledge and work on them to be a better partner. So take small steps. And the reason I also really warn you not to try to be the 9, it's not going to be sustainable. The idea here is to be consistent. And so by doing small steps, by being 5% better every day, it is the best way to get back with your ex. It is the best way to grow and be that new person, that person that your ex would be attracted to. Okay? It needs to be over time, not temporarily. If it's just a one-off, if it's just like, you can get back with your ex, but it's gonna crash. It's gonna crash even harder, and you're gonna suffer even more. Because you will think that, oh, I invested so much time. Let's say it's because you were not fit. I went to the gym 3 times a week for 2 weeks. Now I'm super fit. I'm so sore and stuff. And after that, you just stop going to the gym and get fat. And she'll dump you basically, or he'll jump you. It's a shitty example. So yeah, the worst thing is being perfect now, and tomorrow we'll see, whatever, tomorrow is far away. And say, oh, sorry, I'm not perfect. No. Now, if you want to have a second chance, don't fuck it up, okay? Work on yourself, be consistent, don't try to overdo it. Have someone to work with you, to help you out, a counselor, myself, whoever, if it's really what you want, getting back with your ex, but be consistent, okay? Now, go slowly into a world that is like you and embrace its need. It's a very long title. Do you embody what you are advocating today? What I mean by that? Let's say you, and it's a question I always ask to my clients, what do you want? What's your vision? You know, what should be your next chapter in your life? How does it look like? And they tell me, I want a house with a dog, I want to be my own boss. Okay, so what do you do now? Well, I work for the government. I live at my parents. Okay. So what are you doing right now to really live that vision? What about, you know, setting up your business? What about having your own place? And I'm not saying you should start your business right away, quit your job, say bye to your boss or buy a house right now, but just what would be the middle step between that? Why don't you find a little studio or an apartment for yourself first? Why don't you, I don't know, study about business? Why don't you find a business partner? Why don't you create your business plan? Okay? And so it is very important for you to live every day towards that goal, towards that vision, maybe have someone to help you out, to be more consistent, to be accountable, because as long as communication is good, you can show your change. And again, if you need help to communicate with your ex, I'm here for you. Okay? Any other questions, anything else, please comment. Take care, bye.